The most productive HR teams over the next few years won't be the ones that hire the most people. They will be the ones that use AI the best. That is exactly why in this video I will show you 5 practical Claude use cases that can dramatically increase your HR team's output. Hi, I'm David and I help HR leaders swap busy work for systems that work at scale. Today, this is a pure over-the-shoulder look at my screen, Claude, and 5 workflows you can copy step by step. Screening candidates, building a reusable hiring engine, turning feedback into decisions, creating training in minutes, and automating your inbox so it runs itself with you only having to approve already drafted emails. Feel free to open up your own Claude window and set this up right alongside me. So let's start with that pile of resumes. When one role pulls in hundreds of applications, screening becomes a race, and racing makes you inconsistent and a little unfair. So here's my screen. I have already dropped 40 resumes into a single folder on my computer next to job description and a short scoring rubric. I will open Claude Cowork and point it straight at that folder, and because Cowork runs locally right on my laptop, none of this candidate data ever leaves it. Now I will paste my prompt. I'm telling Claude to read every resume, score each one out of 10 against the rubric only. Ignore names, photos, age, and the school someone attended. Write one line explaining each score and flag anyone who needs a closer human look. Watch this part. Before it touches a single file, Cowork lists the exact steps it's about to take and waits for my approval. I will click confirm. Now it's moving through the stack, opening each file, pulling out the evidence, and there it is. A ranked spreadsheet appears right inside my folder. So I will open it. Strongest candidates at the top, the reasoning in the plain language besides each name. And these flagged rows are the ones with missing or unclear information. A full day of screening finished in the time it took me to describe it. And notice, Claude never rejected anyone. It ranked and explained. I'm still the one deciding. The reality here is simple. You get a consistent, defensible shortlist without handling over your final verdict. Now it's time for the second workflow. Fixing the screening backlog tackles the immediate problem. Now, let's look upstream at why the mess happened in the first place. Because every manager writes job ads and runs interviews differently, so quality and compliance drift across teams. I will fix that with a project. In the sidebar, I'll click Projects, then New Project, and call it Hiring Copilot. A project is basically a reusable version of Claude that already knows your standards. So I will open the instructions and tell it, whether I give you a role and a level, always return 3 things: a job description in our voice, 6 structured interview questions, and a scorecard with clear rating levels. Then I will add the knowledge it should lead on. I'm dragging in our employer brand guide, our competency framework, and our inclusive language rules. I will save it, and from now on every manager open this exact same project. Let me run it. I will type one-liner: Senior Payroll Analyst, Hybrid, Warsaw. That's all. In seconds, it writes the full job ad, pulling our tone and our must-have straight from those files. Then the interview questions mapped to our competencies, then the scorecard. Now, watch what happens when I change my mind. Make it a director level role and add a remote option. It rewrites instantly. Same tone, same compliance, higher bar, new location line. Nobody started from a blank page and nobody guessed at the wording. But build this once and a brand new recruiter produces work as strong as your best one on day one. By anchoring this in a project, you turn scattered personal habits into a single shared standard across the whole company. That's a hiring handled front to back. Now let's turn to the people already inside the building and the feedback you are sitting on. Here's an export of 600 open comments from our latest engagement survey, already anonymized. I will drop it into Claude and ask it to do what would take me a week by hand. Group every comment into teams, tell me how common each one is, read the mood behind them, and pull a couple of real quotes for each. And this line is important. Don't invent anything. If a team is thin, say so. It's reading all 600 now, and look at this. 12 clean teams, each with its own percentage. Career growth, 31%, mostly negative, with the likely root cause written underneath. Now, the part leadership actually cares about. I will ask you to turn it into the action plan, sorted into now, next, and later, with an owner for each item. There, a board-ready summary in under a minute. So, instead of telling your CEO people seem frustrated about progression, you walk in with the number, the cause, and the fix. This is how you finally quantify the soft data, turning a mountain of vague comments into a clear roadmap. Now, knowing what your people need is one thing. Building it before next quarter is another, because our skill gaps usually means briefing a vendor and waiting weeks, so most training never gets made. Let me build a full module live. I will describe what I want in 2 sentences. A 45-minute onboarding session on giving feedback for brand new managers in our usual format, and I will attach one of our existing modules so it matches our style. Claude's writing now, and this isn't rough outline. Here are the learning objectives. 5 sections, each with a real workplace example, a 6 questions quiz with an answer key, notes for whoever runs the session, a 30-day plan to practice it on the job. Now the part that matters for a global team. I will ask for 2 versions of that practice plan. One shaped for remote teams, one for frontline shift workers. In seconds, the same module becomes 2 personalized paths instead of one generic course. That's content for 3 different audiences, produced in-house in minutes. One rule: before you ship anything technical or regulated, have an expert read it first. Speed is the win, but accuracy is still on you. The moment you spot a skill gap, the content is ready to ship. No vendor timelines required. By now, you might be wondering who runs all of this every morning. Nobody, and that's the whole point. The first hour of every HR day vanishes into a shared inbox of candidate replies, manager requests, and policy questions. So I will connect Claude to the tools my team already lives in. I will open connectors and switch on Gmail, Calendar, and Drive. Then I will teach it my rules once again. Candidate replies first, manager requests second, policy questions third. Draft everything in a warm, concise tone, and always send anything sensitive, a grievance, a difficult exit, straight to me instead of answering. Now, the real move. I will create a scheduled task. Every weekday at 7 a.m. before anyone's at their desk, read the inbox, sort it by priority, and prepare draft replies. Drafts only, never sent. Let me open this morning's runs so you can see the result. A 1-page brief at the top, grouped by urgency, and below it, ready to go drafts. I just skim and approve, and it sharpens over time. Give it feedback for a week and it starts writing in your voice. This is the moment HR stops feeling like a back office. Once this is live, the repetitive paperwork is quietly waiting for your approval before you even open your laptop. To sum up, bringing AI into your workflows isn't about buying new software, it's about fundamentally changing how your team spends its day. The traditional approach keeps your team trapped in endless manual screening and inbox trash. A handful of workflows like this take an afternoon to set up, but they give back the one thing you can buy more of: time with your people. And the goal is simple. Your tools should carry the load, not add to it. Once you see what's possible in minutes, those 6-figure enterprise contracts starts to look different. If one is sitting on your desk right now, pause before you sign. Check out our next video, how much does a custom LMS actually cost, where we take a typical vendor invoice apart line by line. We'll show you the hidden fees, the empty seats you are paying for, and the exact questions to ask to save your budget. Click the link on your screen and I will see you there.